Hello everybody, welcome back to Richmond Rovers. My name is Wes and today we're going to be talking about the England versus Ghana game 24 hours on. I think the best way to describe that match is frustrating. It's frustrating from an England player's point of view, it's frustrating from an England fan's point of view, it's frustrating from Thomas Tuchel's point of view. We just weren't aggressive enough. Now I do understand that Ghana played a fantastic low block and their defence were incredible. I mean, we had a couple of occasions where either Harry Kane was in the box and Noni Madueke was in the box, and when they were inside the box you literally just had one player marking them and then suddenly like a little herd of four defenders just came running at them, so they couldn't get anywhere. And they played the low block really well, so fair play to Ghana for that. So I know that the popular opinion at the moment is to say that, England are, they're just overrated and the game against Croatia was just a one-time thing, but what I do believe is that countries in this tournament who do win end up having a bad game in the groups. So take a look at Argentina versus Saudi Arabia. They lost that game and they ended up winning the tournament. You had France versus Switzerland in 2018. They ended up winning the tournament in 2018 and they drew against Switzerland 1-1, I believe. There are examples, more and more examples, of countries not doing so well in a game in the groups but ending up winning the tournament. Now, I'm not saying for any second that England are going to go all the way. I hope they do, obviously, and I think they have the capability to do so. But if they play like they did against Ghana last night, then it is going to be a huge challenge for them, especially as they weren't attacking enough. There's one thing, Ghana having a fantastic defence and a fantastic low block, but it's also England not being aggressive enough against that low block. I mean, take a look at what happened with Croatia. Thomas Tuchel saying, if we're going to lose, we're going to lose on our terms. Well, you weren't exactly winning in this game. I think the best players in the game were Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice had a really good game. Madueke had a few chances, so especially in the first half, but then as soon as he came off and Saka made a huge influence. I know that he wasn't replaced by Saka, but whatever's going to happen with Jed Spence and Anthony Gordon either, that remains to be seen. There's that clip at the moment with Thomas Tuchel just shouting Jed so many times just because he's not getting Thomas Tuchel's message. And even though he had a great 20 minutes against Croatia, Gordon and Spence, they weren't good at all in this game, and they were rightly taken off. There were a couple of squeaky bum time moments. We had Ezri Konsa's challenge, which should have been a penalty. He was lucky not to receive any sort of punishment for that. If that was given as a penalty, then the referee would have had every right to give a red card too, because he was flying through the air like Alec Jones and the Snowman. He was flying through the air and he should have conceded a penalty for that. And then we had the big chance from Harry Kane. There was a corner that came into the box, so O'Reilly heads it down onto the crossbar, and then Harry Kane could have easily just tapped it into the net, but instead he just smacked it and you could still see the ball flying in space right now. So other than the final 10 minutes of pressure from England, there wasn't really too much to this game. There wasn't really anything to look forward to in terms of the Panama game. If England would have won, they would have gone 6 points, they would have easily won the group. We could have played the players that weren't going to get that much game time within the tournament, so like a Mainu, like a Jordan Henderson, Dan Burn, get those players minutes within a tournament. But instead, now that we have to win this game, I know we're pretty much safe within winning the group or at least qualifying into the knockout stages, but we want to be winning this tournament and we want to be winning convincingly. So now we're going to have to play a pretty much full-on starting 11 against Panama. And don't take anything away from Panama either. I know that they haven't done the best within this tournament. They're not a team to be trifled with, let's put it that way. And the defence looks too shaky as well. There was one chance within the first half where Reece James gave the ball away to Semenyo, and that nearly could have resulted in a goal. So there is some defensive work that needs to be done, especially after these two games. But what did you think of the England versus Ghana match? Do you reckon England can progress further and further on into the latter stages of the tournament? Or do you think they're going to go out to, say Mexico? If England win the group and they win the game of the round of 32, then there's a likelihood that we could be facing Mexico in the Mexico City Stadium, so that could be a game which could trip us up. Whatever your thoughts, comment below, let me know. Thank you so much for watching this video. Keep posted on Richmond Rovers. I'm going to be doing more videos about the World Cup so far, as well as future live streams from the World Cup, especially as we get to the latter stages of the tournament. I was going to do a live stream last night, but I'll be brutally honest, I wasn't too well enough. I have a really bad ulcer at the back of my mouth, so I didn't want to be talking waffling on for over 2 hours when this video is hard enough to make as it is. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Now you know that I have an ulcer, and I hope that you've taken care of yourselves during this heat wave, because it has been absolutely scorching. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Wes, this is Richmond Rovers. Give us a subscribe, like, share, all of that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.